everyone, this is Pam. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Retired and Smiling. Thank you for joining me today. Today we're going to talk about being alone or loneliness, because you know what? It's a mindset. Have you ever been surrounded by people and you still feel completely alone? Or maybe you've spent time by yourself and you feel totally at peace. Well, there comes a season in life when the house gets quieter, the children have grown, careers have ended, friends have moved away or sadly passed on, and then suddenly there's more silence than there used to be. And for many seniors, that silence can feel heavy. But today I want to talk about something important that people get confused: being alone versus loneliness, and why understanding the differences could completely change your mental health, your confidence, and your relationships. There is a difference between being alone and being lonely, and understanding that difference can bring peace to this stage of life. What is the difference? Well, let's start with that. Being alone is a physical state. Loneliness, on the other hand, is an emotional state. You can be alone and you can feel very fulfilled. You can be with people and you can feel lonely. And that's the part we don't talk about enough. In a world that's dominated by social media, constant notifications, and comparison culture, we have been conditioned to believe being alone equals failure. And that could not be further from the truth, because there is power in solitude. First of all, there is a huge difference between isolation and intentional solitude. Being alone or in solitude offers opportunities to do many different things. You can develop self-awareness, remembering who you are, what your journey has been, or where you want to go. You can use that time to process emotions. You can also use it to forgive yourself and tune into what truly makes you happy and brings you joy. It also helps you build independence. Like, what am I going to do to take me to my next level? Or what opportunities are there to increase creativity? So look for ways to recreate yourself. Maybe rediscover old passions or start new ones, things that you have been putting off. Strengthen that emotional resilience and use opportunities to grow spiritually and emotionally. So when you are comfortable being alone, you stop depending upon others for validation. And that right there is very powerful. And if you don't get anything else today from this talk, know this: being alone or in solitude does not mean that your life is shrinking. It may mean that your life is deepening. So now that I've given you a picture of being alone, let's look at the other side of the coin. What then is loneliness really? Well, first of all, it isn't about the number of people you have in your life. It's about connection. So then where does this come from? Where does this come from that you think about loneliness? Well, lack of meaningful relationships could be one area. Fear of being vulnerable, not feeling understood, or even disconnecting yourself. So look at loneliness like this. It's a signal. It's not a weakness. It tells you that you need deeper connections, not just interaction. You need connection, purpose, conversation, or shared meaning. And connection does not have to look like it did when you were 30 or 40. Sometimes it looks like maybe just a weekly phone call with someone, joining a community group like senior group or a Y group. It could be volunteering with different organizations, or even getting involved in church gatherings outside of Sunday morning worship. It could be a neighborly chat with someone that you haven't even spoken to before. Even one meaningful interaction can ease loneliness more than a crowded room ever could. So if you're looking inward at this point and you're doing a quick scan of your life, let's sum up what's been said and maybe do a mind shift. Being alone is independence. It can be peaceful. Loneliness is a disconnection. It can be eased. One is a choice, the other is a signal. When you learn to enjoy your own company, relationships become a bonus. not a necessity. You stop chasing people, you start choosing them. Both can coexist while you build new forms of connection. So, I'm going to leave you with this. Are you really, truly alone? Or are you lonely? Or are you simply adjusting to a new season and trying to figure it all out? There is strength in being alone or having solitude. Remember, there is wisdom in reflection, and I sometimes think with social media, we have tuned out those moments of opportunity to reflect. We fill those spaces with media and sound so we don't have to think. But start reflecting on where you are, where you want to go, and what you want the future to look like. You have the power. There is still connection waiting to be found. Now, if this message resonated with you, share it with someone who may need encouragement today. And I want you to remember, a quiet life is not an empty life. It is often a deeper one. So, thank you for joining me. I hope I have shared something that will be helpful to you or to someone that you know. And don't forget, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, or even like the discussion. And I will look forward to hearing from you next week. So until then, keep the faith and keep looking up. Thanks, everybody.